Today I'm going to show you 3 ways to make this very limited machine swing. But first, what is swing? Why do we want it? Swing, vibe, pocket, humanity. Sometimes these things can get mixed up in our lingo when we're talking about music. Unhip nerds will tell you that swing is 2/3 of a triplet. But it absolutely is not. This metronome at 100 beats per minute has that as a subdivision. That feels more like a John Philip Sousa marching. Do, 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 do. What is swing? When you're listening to music that's swinging, that pulse is still nearly perfectly in tempo metronomically, but there's pushing or pulling in either direction from a melody or from the bass and other elements in the band. Why am I saying all this? The Roland TR-505, this is such a simple machine that it doesn't even have a shuffle knob. And as cool as the TR-505 is, it's closer to a metronome than a human. Like this. Unlike the old TR-505, this TR-8, which is more recent, has this shuffle knob. And there's your hi-hat. Now watch when I turn this shuffle knob clockwise. When you turn the shuffle knob, you're shifting the even steps in the sequence. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. You're shifting them to the right or later in time. That's already feeling more swingy. These algorithms can get a little, they're not just a triplet or anything, so these knobs can be really cool and they're fun to play with. Let me go all the way. Ooh, weird. Let's hear it again back at the original straight. This machine also has a backwards shuffle, a backswing. And when you go this way, the machine is shifting even steps to the left, or sooner in time. That's giving almost Dilla-esque vibes. It's still very calculated and not totally human, but it's a lot closer than this, the TR-505. Same beat that we were just hearing on the TR-8. I love the limitations in the sounds, but notice something? Square, square, square. It's very square. Let me just get right to it and show you
how to make this thing swing.
Working within the limitations of the 505, the first thing we're gonna do is use the accent feature that's already built in there. If you know anything about funk drummers, they often will accentuate certain aspects of the beat. They'll often hit a backbeat with ghost snare hits.
Syncopation is more the thing. They call them ghost notes, and I'm not sure what I understand what they mean by ghost notes. Ghost is notes that's not there, but I put them there. So, and it's just a.
See how even those are? Now let's go to the accent feature, which hold down instrument and hit this. See, we're in accent and it's all blank. Let's actually accent both snare hits. Now we're in a funk beat with a 16th note pattern. Let's try to accent the 1E and I have done nothing to the swing of this track except put accents in spots where drummer naturally might. That's immediately a feature built within the 505. It's not bad. That's number 1. Let's remind ourselves what it sounded like with no accents. Next, I want to move on to something a little external, which is using delay. You got to think of the delay as a part of the beat. So that usually means reducing the complexity of the beat. The basic beat is going to be heard on channel 4, flat. And then that's the delayed beat. Can we go slower? I could hear this being something weird. Here's what it sounds like when I dial in close to a triplet with less sustain. So you can hear we're starting to get a little sloppy. And sloppy, and not in a bad way. It's still a machine, so I could picture this being a foundational aspect of a groove. If you're really experimental with delay and you want it to sound like a weird sloppy human, move your delay time. Because this is so solid. That I can really mess with this knob. Let's move on to the next way of making a 505 swing. 5-tuplet swing. So this whole example today, if you're counting it, it's, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So each beat is being divided into 4 parts. You can hear the hi-hat playing it. What happens though if we divide the beat into 5 parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can break those up into bits. Let me show you what that looks like and sounds like. It should sound just like a slow, 4/4 thing happening. Now let's bring in some hi-hats to show you this is not 16th notes. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's experiment now with pulling out some of these hi-hats. Ooh. How does that sound? That sounds a little sloppy in a good way, right? Let's add like 1 or 2 other hi-hat beats just to make it a little weird. Look, people, this is bare bones. There's so much more to explore here. I mean, what if I just throw in that delay again? You can humanize your delay also by playing with it yourself as you perform. When it comes to groove-oriented music, try to make a beat feel really good on its own, without any other instrumentation. If you achieve that, I think you're starting from a great place. As always, happy recording, peace, and be good to each other.